Good morning, boys. Today we're going to do a bit of the novel, My Sister Lives on a Mental Piece. So please take that novel out and take out your notebooks because you're going to be writing a lot of notes down, okay? We're going to be looking at chapter 2 and chapter 3 as well as chapter 4 in this period. You're going to watch this video and then I have attached a worksheet that I want you to do as well. So during this video, I want you to just sit and take notes and then just start with the worksheet. I may give you time. We'll see how we go. I may give you time to finish it off tomorrow as well. Okay, so we've already done chapter 1 and we've met Jamie, we've met his family and so on, and we've also learned that they've moved somewhere else. And so in chapter 2, we see that Jamie is actually getting excited about his birthday, and his birthday is like the following day. And Jamie keeps checking the post, he keeps checking to see if he's going to get any mail. And we learn in this chapter that he actually wrote his mom a card before they moved, and on this card he wrote her the new address where they would live. So he's really, really hoping that his mom is going to send him a present for his birthday. And it's not really about the present, boys. This is very important for you to write down. It's not really about the present. It's really about his mother showing that he cares about you, about him. So that's what he really wants to know. He wants to know that his mother still cares about him. He'd also like his mother to come back home. And you know, birthdays are a very special time because that's when you feel special and you learn why people think that you are important. And so Jamie wants to hear that from his mother. He wants his mother to make him feel like he is important because ever since the death of Rose, he hasn't felt very important. The only person who has been important so far is Rose. Jasmine hasn't been that important to his parents. He hasn't been very important to his parents. So he keeps hoping against hope that eventually his mom will make him feel important or will treat him like he's important. And so he has this desperate hope that his mom will show him that she loves him. Okay. We also learn in chapter 2, we learn about how the two parents dealt with the death of Rose. So we learn that mom went to a support group for other people who lost people in these terrorist explosions, and so that's how she dealt with it. And it's a healthy way of dealing with it because you get to talk to people that have experienced what you have experienced. But then she meets is it Nigel? She meets Nigel and she ends up having an affair with Nigel. And it was really mostly from a place of he understands me, whereas other people from home did not. That's how the mom coped with Rose's death. And dad, the way that he coped with death is he just drank a lot and he tried to keep the memory of Rose alive. Please write, I hope you guys are writing these things down. He tried desperately to keep the memory of Rose alive. So he would drink a lot to sort of make himself feel better. And it says in this chapter, he would, either this chapter or the next chapter, he would take photos of Rose, and he would take them from when she was a newborn up until the most recent one. So he would do a chronological order of all her pictures. Okay, from when she was a baby to when she was really young, and then he put them all into albums. This is just a way of trying to keep her alive, and this is probably why he decided not to bury her. He decided to keep her ashes, and it's probably also why he struggles so much to sprinkle the ashes. And they keep, like, every year of her anniversary they go off to the ocean and he doesn't sprinkle the ashes. He doesn't want to let her go. She is very much real to him, and he tries to, like, make her be alive and stay alive. And of course, we see that he does this at the expense of his children. Okay, so in this chapter, we see how mom deals with the loss of Rose, and we see how dad deals with the loss of Rose. We also know that Jasmine dyed her hair pink, she pierces all her ears, and she dresses all black and, like, completely differently. And we're going to learn a little bit later on that she didn't want to look like Rose anymore. You must remember Jasmine is Rose's identical twin. So Rose has passed away, and Jasmine is left looking exactly like Rose. So she is a reminder to everyone that, Rose has passed away. So we look at the different ways that the family members are dealing with the death. And I think that for Jamie, the hardest thing for him is that he was 5 years old when she passed away. So he doesn't remember her. I mean, think about it. What do you remember from when you were 5 years old? I don't remember a lot. Um, and there's not a lot of people that I remember from when I was 5 years old. So so he doesn't remember his sister very well. And what he sees now is a whole family that is obsessed with this person who has died and not giving him attention. So his family is giving Rose, who has passed away, who's no longer there, giving they giving her attention, but he's not getting attention, and he's alive, and he's right there. So Jamie really, really resents Rose. He actually almost even hates her because he doesn't get to have a cool birthday. He doesn't get to have parents because Rose has passed away. Um, and she takes preference over him. She is preferred. Um, but he also has Jasmine, and Jasmine tries really hard. I mean, Jasmine bakes his cake for his birthday, and she makes a huge fuss, and she wants to go and play in the park so that he can practice with his boots. He really tries. She really tries to make an effort that his parents are not making an effort. So she's really trying to fill the shoes of her parents, which is also really sad because Jasmine is 15. She needs her parents as well. Okay. So in chapter 3, we see Dad's hatred of Muslims. And this is the first time that we see Dad's hatred of Muslims. He refuses to go and buy milk at a Muslim shop. He refuses to associate with Muslims at all. One of the reasons why he was okay to move to the Lake District or District Lake is because in his mind he thought that when they got there wouldn't be any Muslims, and we know that they are. But he's like, yeah, at least there won't be any Muslims there. So we see Dad's hatred of Muslims um, in chapter 3, excuse me. So James, we also see in chapter 3, we see that James does this thing where he puts his own feelings and he puts his own desires aside for other people. His father gives him boots that are too small, soccer boots that are 1.5 sizes too small for him, and he puts them on and he goes, no, they fit perfectly, because he doesn't want his dad to be sad. His dad is happy because he got him these boots. So imagine someone gets you a gift and this person is so excited to give you this gift and you open it and it's not what you wanted. Um, so Jamie recognizes that if he says these boots are too small, he's gonna make his dad upset, or his dad is gonna have to go and buy like other boots, and he doesn't want to put anyone in a bad position. So he would rather wear these boots that are way too small, these soccer boots that are way too small, so that everyone can be happy. Which is such a sad thing for a little boy to do, to put other people's feelings aside, put his own feelings, sorry, put his own feelings aside for other people, and then he remains uncomfortable. He even says when his sister bakes the cake for him, she bakes it because she's watching a weight, so everything must be like very low in calories and so on. So she makes a cake with margarine instead of butter, and then he tastes it and he doesn't like the taste, but he doesn't say it tastes bad because he doesn't want his sister to feel bad. And that's Jamie's character. He always puts his feelings aside for other people. Okay, write that down. That's very important. Um, all right. Um, yeah, we've already spoken about how Jasmine tries really hard to fill the place of what his parents should be doing. All right. Oh, and there's also, of course, the spoiler alert where we see what Jasmine does. I don't want to spoil it for you. What Jasmine does for Jamie, because Jamie gets that Spider-Man shirt, and Jamie wears it for the entire novel until his mother comes, and so that she can see him in the Spider-Man shirt. And then we're going to learn something very important about that much later on. And it's just significant of Jasmine, the kind of person that Jasmine is. Okay. Okay, so that's chapter 3. Then we go on to chapter 4. What I found really interesting about chapter 4 is that this is Jamie's first day at school, and they put him next to Sunya, who is a Muslim girl, and he immediately stands there and he freezes, and he's too scared to sit down. And that Jamie that wants to please everyone comes up, because on the one hand he doesn't want to sit there because what if his dad finds out? And on the other hand, he has to sit there because everyone's looking at him funny and he doesn't want people to say, what's wrong? Why are you being strange? He can't explain it. He can't do what he wants to do. He has to forever worry about what other people will say, or if he'll offend other people, or if he'll hurt other people. And this really showed me in chapter 4 that we are not we are we are not born prejudiced. We are not born hating people or disliking people. Our dislike or our hate for people is based on our experience with people. So even dad, he hates Muslims now because the terrorist attack was by some Muslim people, and so he paints all Muslim people with the same brush. Um, you'll see Jamie, if you keep reading, he's rude to Sunya because of his dad. He doesn't want to upset his dad, and he's very confused, and she seems nice and he wants to be her friend, but he can't because of his dad. And also that because his dad always says Muslim people killed his sister. So he's kind of stuck between these two places, and that just shows me that we are taught how to be prejudiced. We are taught to hate people. No, we don't just decide that we hate people. We have a certain experience, and that experience teaches us to hate people. Okay. Um, and what I really like about Sunya in chapter 4, when we first meet her, is that she's not too bothered about what people are going to say or what people are going to think about her. She's already different because she's Muslim. She's got different attire. She dresses different to normal people, and but she doesn't care. Even over and above that, she's like completely eccentric. In this chapter, she reads what she did in her summer, and her story is like completely different. It's like this horror story, and it's completely melodramatic. And she knows that people are going to roll their eyes at her. People are not going to be impressed with her, but she still does what she wants to do anyway. And that's what I love about Sunya, is that she is herself. She does what she wants to do, and she doesn't care what people are going to think or what people are going to say. She doesn't keep to herself because she's scared of what people will think of her. And that's a really good trait to have, because you're never going to make people happy. You're never going to satisfy everyone. I mean, on his first day in the same chapter, Jamie is already being rejected by Daniel. So Daniel pretends that he had a flower bracelet for him that he was gonna have, and it wasn't. It was just a bunch of petals. So from day one, Jamie hasn't done anything. He hasn't said anything strange or weird or anything like that, and people already are ostracizing him. Already, people are rejecting him and saying, we don't want to be your friend. So it's very important to hold on to who you are and what you like, and be yourself no matter what. Um, and then we see that Jamie not only struggles at the school because he was new, he struggled at the old school as well. And we see there he struggles because he was clever. So he was different because he was clever, and so people made fun of him. Um, he struggled because he liked art, and so people called him girly because he liked art and he knew how to draw. And the third reason is he wasn't very comfortable talking to people. So whenever people think that something is strange about you, instead of accepting you or embracing you, they laugh at you. And that has been Jamie's experience. And we also learned that he had a friend for like 4 whole days, because that guy didn't have friends for those four days. And even then, that guy didn't actually really like him. So we know that Jamie struggles to make friends already, because he's also in his own way different. And all he wants is to make friends, and all he wants is to fit in. And wanting to fit in can make us do some crazy things. Okay? The other thing that Jamie struggles with, which makes him hesitate to be friends, and he hesitates for a while to be friends with Sunya, is that he thinks that befriending Sunya means that he is betraying his father. So he struggles with feelings of loyalty. If he's friends with Sunya, that means that he's going against his father and he's betraying his father. Listen to this father who doesn't pay any attention to him, who puts a dead sister above his own son who is still alive. And Jamie still wants to be loyal to his father, and he still wants to do the right thing for his father, so that his father doesn't reject him or his father isn't sad. And that's also like such a good character trait for Jamie, still wanting to be loyal to his father, even though his father's not being a very good father at this point. Yeah, so I think I've covered all my notes. I hope that you guys have taken notes, and if you want, you can stop and write things down and carry on, and stop and write things down and carry on. I've done about 4 or 5 questions per chapter, chapter 2, 3, and 4. It is on Google Classroom as well, so you go there and answer. I've provided the block beneath the question. Please don't use something else. Use the document, because that's easy, and you can use it online. And like if you lose Wi-Fi, then it'll save it. Like it saves it online. It's just easier than writing things down. Okay, boys. Have an awesome day, and I hope this made sense. And if you have any questions, please send me a message on Hangout. Bye.